Ah, Christmas time, the season of giving.
And getting.
Where we remember what's truly important.
And who is important.
We open our hearts.
And your wallet.
We're kinder, gentler, and more concerned for others.
Yeah, right. Our question for today is, does the mere presence of trees, religious symbols, and jolly elves really make us more generous?
We invited 50 kids, ages 5 through 8, to a Christmas party to find out. After filling them with Christmas joy, we paired them with a confederate, a child their age, but who's working for us, and let them visit with the jolly old elf himself, Santa.
Now, listen to Santa. He's using a carefully crafted script, one you may not even notice as a script, because that's the way we always present Christmas to kids.
Well, you excited for Christmas? You know, Christmas is a really fun, exciting time, isn't it? Because you get lots of gifts and a lot of presents, huh? What do you want to get the most?
Now, listen as the kids respond in the age-old pattern. They've been training since infancy for this exchange, and they're well prepared with their responses.
An iPhone, a remote control helicopter, probably another pillow pet.
Another pillow pet.
We wondered if the spirit of Christmas has less to do with a calendar or props and more to do with the words you and I use to frame it.
Yes, there's a long line of research that shows that a small tweak in the words you use, in other words, the frame you put a decision in, can profoundly affect the way people respond.
Here's an example. A leader can present a safety program as safety compliance or as sacred duty. The first frames the program as bureaucracy. The second frames it as a moral commitment. The most powerful frames provide a moral context for action.
Politicians understand moral frames very well. That's why you see them changing the name of the estate tax to the death tax, the MX missile to the peacekeeper missile, and the term civilian deaths to collateral damage.
Okay, so that's the theory, but does it really matter? Back to Santa. Could something as trivial as the words you use to frame Christmas with small children affect their behavior? Perhaps make them naughty or nice?
Let's see. In our control condition, Santa followed the normal script, what we call the getting frame. He asked kids to think about all the things they want to get for Christmas, and the answers rolled easily from their tongues.
A mini iPad, Legos, or a four-wheeler.
A four-wheeler.
Next, Santa said,
Well, thank you for coming to see me, and Merry Christmas. Why don't you come over here and see my elf? And I think he might have a gift for you.
Hey, guys, come on over. You both get a prize.
Life is looking good for our subject, but then...
You know what, though? I only have one of these big ones. You each get one. Why don't you pick first?
Now, this isn't these kids' first rodeo. They know how to measure value in candy. Bigger is better. Much bigger is much better. So here's the test. Is it better to give or to receive? What will our subjects do? After all, it's Christmas.
Why don't you choose first? You have the huge one?
The decision was pretty easy for most. 70% took the bigger bear. Some didn't just take it, they seized it. Carpe ursus.
Well, I want the big one.
So what's going on here? Is this just a natural order of things? Or are kids at least at some level reacting to the frame we adults give them? Would the way Santa described Christmas inspire a sugar-craving 6-year-old to make a sacrifice?
In the experimental condition, Santa changes the script.
Are you excited for Christmas? Yeah? It's a great time for sharing and for giving and for being nice to people, huh? Yeah, what kind of gifts do you like to give?
Now this was interesting because it totally threw some kids for a loop.
Wait, what gifts or what?
What gifts do you like to give? How many gifts you want to give?
I want a lot.
You want a lot? Okay.
It was as though they couldn't even hear the word change.
But Santa persisted until they got the new frame.
What kind of gifts are you most excited to give?
Like a whole bunch of presents. Love.
Oh, isn't that the greatest gift of all?
I like to donate stuff.
Flowers? Oh, that is so sweet.
And when they did, he handed them off to the elf, and watch what happens.
You don't look like an elf.
You know what? I've only got one big prize left. Why don't you pick first?
What kind is it? Like the chocolate? I think
Which one do you want?
this one.
All right. Do you want to pick first?
Okay.
This was astounding. When presented with a giving frame, 50% more kids acted generously. And why?
Just to be nicer.
So here's the BS you can use. Whether you're asking a team to work late, deliberating with a loved one about a financial decision, or talking with a child about Christmas, the words you use have an enormous influence.
Explain the moral frame behind your request. Are you asking your loved one to cut their wasteful spending or save for a second honeymoon? Your words could determine whether their response is naughty or nice.
Well, I've got a little one too. Which one would you pick?
Well, I want the big one.
I'm David Maxfield,
And I'm Joseph Grenny.
and that's all the BS for today.
Sharpen your behavioral science skills by subscribing to our channel for our latest videos and updates. Click here to subscribe, where we always promise to share some BS you can use.
So how many gifts do you think you'll get this Christmas?
I can't really say.
Can't really say.
About maybe 12 or 100.
12 or 100? That's a big difference, huh? So what do you think is more important? Do you think it's more important to give gifts or to get gifts?
To get gifts.
To get gifts?
To give.
You meant to give gifts. Well, yeah, and that's because it makes us feel so good inside, huh?